How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is August 10th, 2021. Another watch list for you, another SWINGCAST, 8 great picks. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I don't have to take too much time on the intros anymore. I used to do like 5-minute ones, and now we're trying to get below a minute or two. When it comes to trading, I use technical analysis as my main teaching tool. Now I use consistency, risk versus reward. I use a trading plan, all three, analysis from fundamental, mental, and technical. I also look a lot into macro markets, a lot of stuff. But for this show in particular, you want to get that kind of stuff, join the Discord that's available down below. For this episode, we're talking strictly technical analysis, support, resistance, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines. We're talking about volume profile, and we're talking about RSI, stochastic, and vortex. Those 9 things make up my trading plan part of technical analysis. The 10th thing being love. Hi. So, if you are new, do me the favor, please. Watch the episode from start to finish. You can jump around if you don't like a chart. You'll see it in the description box and actually on the ticker below. You can actually skip plenty of charts. That's totally fine. But for me, I think it's a fair point to ask you watch the whole 18-20 minute video. If you enjoy it, watch another, then consider subscribing and liking, hitting the bell notification so you can stay up to date on all the stuff that I post about. With that being said, if you enjoy this kind of content, the Discord's available. It's free until September 1st. Come check it out. We do some great stuff. We have morning newsletters where I cover all the macro markets, which saves you a bunch of time. I do a nightly newsletter, so all this stuff I'm about to show you, I break it down. You can read through it. You can compare it to your charts with the links and fundamentals that I give. We even have classes that are early. You want to get lessons 9 through 30. They're ready to go. A bunch of really good stuff, a bunch of great conversations, option spreads, conversations, all these kinds of great things. Check the description box down below. Join me if you want to. If not, it's totally fine. With that being said, I have 8 picks right now. I shared these with the Discord around 2 o'clock. We'll see how they're doing. They're today's picks. Let's get into it. So before we begin, let's talk about what the charting looks like so you're not confuzzled, because that's bound to happen. These supporting lines are white. The resistances are going to be orange. We have our trend lines that are supporting going to be golden. Resistance trend lines look kind of like this. I didn't add this one, it doesn't really matter for this kind of play right here. But they're going to look orange just like this. So you see a resistance trend line. It looks like that. For the volume profile, between these two bracket spots is where 70% of the volume happens. And this one right here is called the POC. That's the highest volume node. I don't have the time now to go over that in depth. Watch this video here to learn more. 15-20 minutes in, out, bing, bang, boom. If you like this video here and you watch it, wait for the class. 50 parts coming out soon. It'd be really awesome. I think you're really going to enjoy it. AGIO is a great support play. Super simple, even on the 10-year chart. If it wants to load for us, which I'm sure it doesn't because that's how it goes. Oh, good stuff. This is a very strong support. See how historically, even throughout the last 10 years, history has said it bounces here. If not, we'll buy lower towards 32. But here is a great spot to buy into. So this support play maybe a little bit lower towards 41, 42 possibly. This whole area we're coming into is a fantastic buy zone historically. Yep, we have a trend line seen to be formed. Maybe it's going to break, but again, it seems to bounce off this spot beautifully. Hopefully we can get some life and make an easy 5 or 6% move. Earnings, overreaction. Earnings, overreaction, comes back. Hopefully it's going to come back here. AGIO checks all the boxes. Pharmaceuticals, do your extra due diligence. But I like it a lot here. Let's check the indicators. What's super cool about this is that I do not actually scan with indicators on. No VWAP, no EMA crosses for golden crosses, no RSI being low, none of that. What you're going to see me talk through is me seeing these indicators live for the first time. If you forgot, I use EMA lines, 10, 50, 200, RSI, stochastic, and vortex. Let's check that together for the first time. Obviously, we have a great value, right? Prices below all 3 EMA lines. That doesn't really resonate well for a good momentum play, but it does resonate well for a really good value play. Of course, the 200 will be a resistance. That's far away. For here, buy the value. You cross over the 10. You can try to go for a day trade and make some good moves there. Nothing bad about that. RSI is under 30, beautiful. Stochastic is low, no divergence. It checks out, but again, it's super low at -75. I love that. Bulls low, bears high. If you've never used the vortex before, go watch some videos. I'm making one on it myself. You want to have the green bar low for a swing, and for most of the day trades, you want to have it when the green crosses the red. But for swinging, green down here, red up here, exactly what you want to see. AGIO, I like this a lot. It's a good value. good support. Yes, you may be in this for 2 to 3 weeks to find a support. You may want to wait on this one. But watch list it. Let's see what it does. AGIO, like it a lot. Next is Bumble, BMBL. Sure, I think it kind of makes sense fundamentally. Check this one out. And beautiful triangles forming, right? Big old sell-off, and again, now we're consolidating sideways. Earnings is going to decide who's the winner and who's the loser. I think here, again, it's breaking just a tiny bit. I'm not overly concerned. I mean, you could probably put this here and say it's still very much in the realm of being possible. But if we lose this low, fully, if we lose this low fully, I would just get out, because you break down all this 3%. No longer a triangle. Maybe you can buy back in towards 43.50 or so. But obvious consolidation. Hopefully we can get a good move. Gets a higher high, higher low. We can buy that and keep running it up. You can see a nice sell-off. Trying to find some support here. I like that a lot for a kind of play to watch in tomorrow and then into earnings, which is going to be on what, Friday? 8/11. Oh, it's tomorrow. So it's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Should be really big. Let's check out these indicators real quick. So it's going to be important for you to hold Bumble long if you really wanted to, is going to be first breaking this 50. Once we get back over the 50, which you can see is being a resistance and a support when you're over it, you break above that 50, you hold, get above the 200, you're going to have your best runs. So it's like right here, broke above all, 18%. Broke above all here, easy day trade. So again, we want to see us cross EMA lines, but for here, inversely stacked, price 10, 50, 200, a really good value down here. RSI right where you want it, a little bit lower be fine, but that's really good. Stochastic, -4 is what you really want. But again, it's still low. It's fine. And again, this is consolidation. See how the vortex is going back and forth and who's going to win? We'll see. Whoever takes over tomorrow in the next few days, if green does this, we're going to break and have a good day. If red wins, we're going to lose and probably have to buy back in lower. But again, given opportunity cost, I would probably look elsewhere if tomorrow it breaks. BMBL, super easy play. Super great consolidation. I like it a lot. Watch this. Let's see what it does tomorrow. The earnings going to be real pivotal. We'll see what it does. Next is HR, a beautiful uptrend. Yes, it broke here, okay, but it held a higher low, so I'm not upset about that. You can realistically buy anywhere for HR from here to probably about $29.75 and be just fine. I think it's going to reverse sooner than that low, but again, it's earnings and dividend. Oh, earnings, dividend, crash. Oh, earnings, dividend, crash. Oh, earnings, dividend, crash. And what's it do? Come back, come back. Maybe it's going to come back. So I think that's a really good setup. Great consolidation, obvious resistance and support on trend lines. Maybe we'll go to the 10-year chart and see what it shows. And again, we can see clearly this area we're in, right, is very pivotal. We can go back through and see that many times this area that I've been watching has been a strong resistance or a strong support. We're right there again. A great sign for us to have hopefully a quick entry, quick exit for this kind of play. And again, you're going for 4 or 5%. You're not going to have an AMC right home, make a bunch of Twitter posts about this one for a big win, but you're risking 1.5%, 1% for 5. That's 5-to-1 ratio. Anyone who trades knows that's a fantastic risk versus reward. But that's all it's about. You get that, you're good to go. Let's check out the indicators. We can see beneath the 200 is a fantastic value. Again, below it, value, value came back. Value, value, value always comes back. It takes some time. I mean, 27 days here, over here, took about 19 days. Over here was a real long time, right? So it's very quick like here, or it takes a long period of time. We just crossed beneath a little bit ago. Been down here 6 days. You could be down here 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 2 days, 3 days. We're going to see. But again, with earnings, it shouldn't take overly long to decide what's going to happen. It breaks structure and you want to buy in closer to 29.44 or reverse, we're going to see. RSI is low right where you want it. Stochastic is fine here. Again, if it does hold, just a little bit more, it does do fine. Obvious divergence, if it does hold, bulls low, bears high, checks out my book. Make sure you do your research. It's a real teacher. It's a healthcare trust, and again, that's really important to know what they hold. But again, HR, look into it. I like it a lot for the consolidation with earnings. Could be really good. Next is MDP, showing life after hours, looking pretty good here, showing some good life. Again, super simple uptrend. Now again, let's be fair. All right, it's gone up almost 130% in a few months here, about 7 months here. So again, it's pretty steep of an uptrend, but again, it has plenty of moves. Look at it. It makes a big move, consolidate, 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 big move, consolidate, 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 maybe a big move here. And again, I wouldn't buy up here. I'd wait for a pullback myself to about 42.10, 42.50, because then you risk 3%. You want to get a higher high, 7%, hopefully 9, 3-to-1. Looks good. Again, earnings is coming. I don't like earnings, but again, if they're good and I can get my hands on that deep dive and read into the company, it could be a really good way to get some really quick money. Real volatility is what you want to see here. So MDP, super simple, pushing higher highs, higher lows. You can buy in momentum. We'll see if there's any email crossovers coming, but again, small pullbacks what I want to see here. MDP, let's check out these indicators. Ooh, that 50 is beautiful. Every time you get below the 50, you have great value, and you bounce off it plenty. As you can see, we're bouncing off it. I would feel comfortable entering anytime we cross over the 10. So cross that 10, right? Get over that. Give me 43.70, cross over, stop loss beat the 50, right? I'll risk 2.5 to get a nice continuation play of like a 2-to-1 ratio here. Looks pretty good. You get that crossover one way, you buy. Crossover the other way, you sell. RSI, you know, on this uptrend, you can see it bounces plenty here. That's pretty good. It could be lower, but again, it bounces plenty. Right where my cursor is at 44, not bad. Our RSI, sorry, stochastic checks out, no divergence, but you can already see after hours, once that blue crosses the red, we are a go-go. That's a great sign, that low. Bulls low, bear side checks out. MDP looks real good. I like it a lot right there. I think it's going to be a fantastic play. If it does show some life or gets a better value. You're kind of in no man's land right now, so let's wait for it to get a better move or a better drop. But for now, MDP, watch listed. Oh, good. It's doing a halo. Yesterday I called halo and ran up. This is already up almost 6%. Let's not even do the indicators for OSH. I think Oak Street Health, I mean, this would seem as an obvious play. That's why I call it in the Discord. So it looks really good. But look at this. It consolidates violently pretty often. I would watch this OSH. If it crosses below 52.80, I would definitely buy in there. So actually what I'm going to do here, live, actually what I would do is 52.80, right about there. I'm going to make this dotted and probably different colors so I know green's fine. Create a lower withdrawing, crosses below, boom. So OSH here makes no sense to buy given the history that it goes very violently. Volatility comes in this low, and if it crosses back under, I'll look to buy there. But up here, it makes very little sense. I'm not going to buy in here. Not going to waste our time looking at that one. But again, for a watch list item, it looks pretty good. SBRA looks much the same, but again, it's much slower moving. So again, it's only 1.8% up here. And again, this is a very obvious sell-off. I don't like catching falling knives. It's not the business I'm in. But you can see, maybe on a lower time frame, once you break above this, you should be good to go. But here, a great value still. Again, it comes down what to do. Consolidates and goes crazy. So I wouldn't really rush in. But again, anything under 70 is totally fine. A full move, which is pretty easy, 8%, risking probably about 2 here at most. It breaks everything. Yep, 2% or so, 3 maybe. Looks good. Earnings, overreaction. Earnings, overreaction. Earnings, overreaction. Comes back, hopefully comes back. SBRA, another healthcare company, not an accident. A lot of selling off going there. Looks really good. 30-cent dividend for a $17 stock. It's pretty good. I don't know, not good in math, but that's a fat dividend for owning the stock. You get 4 or 5% guaranteed a year. That's pretty good. Let's check out the indicators, but I think that's a really good sign for those who want to long-term hold this one for sure. Email lines are basically worthless. The 10 is going to be your go signal. You want to wait for a crossover, break over the 10, you'll be good to go. But down here, absolute steal of a value for this play. RSI is at 30, stochastic below 40, and bulls low, bears high. Everything checks out. SBRA looks really good. Again, do not catch falling knives. I go in a smaller time frame and watch it, but SBRA looks really good. Great sell-off right to where we wanted to be. Great support play. It did what OSH did. Hopefully we can catch that and see what it does. I don't catch falling knives, but it shows some life. It could be really good. Next is SKY. Super simple uptrend. 3 beautiful hits. Maybe 4 here. It's showing some life. Again, I think you could easily come over and say, hey, maybe this is the trend right here. You know, it's making a new one. And again, that's really close to where we are. I think, again, 250, 251 is fine, but that's only a difference of 0.79%. I'm not going to be that upset if I bought in sooner than later. If you really like this one, basically a nice uptrend. Earnings overreaction, you know, dividend ran up. When we call it dividend, it'll run back up. Folks like this one. SYK, gorgeous, a little bit lower. And let's check the EMA lines. Maybe there's a good crossover coming soon. Yep, so we can see a great values down here. You can also wait for the 10 to get down a little bit lower. You know, give it tomorrow, probably right like this. We cross over that 10 like that, that'd be a great go signal. So you cross over the POC, cross the 10 or the 200, can be a great crossover play, or wait for a better value. Or maybe you're charting since it's already a good value, then you could buy there. RSI definitely shows a good value. Stochastic is low, which is beautiful. And then our Vortex dummy low, bulls, stupid high, bears like that. SYK hits everything you want to see. You have clear value. You have a clear crossover for the EMA line for a good playoff for that. I like it a lot. This looks beautiful to me. Let's give it a day and see what it does. But SYK, I like it a lot. Last but not least is TAK. This is a gorgeous channel down. This all matches up. This all matches up beautifully. Exactly what you want to see. Look at earnings, volatility, and overreaction. Earnings, overreaction and volatility. Earnings, big old overreaction. This support here, again, I watched these for a long time for the right time to call them. TAK down here, as you can see, hit this spot where this gap was. It could maybe get down to 1587. It keeps going down. This spot we're getting to is a historically strong support right down here. Maybe it comes down to about here, right? If it does dip, 1585, keep that in mind. But we can get down to like 1620. I mean, you're talking an easy 5-6% and risking like 0.6, 0.7, 7-1, 8-1 odds with a tight stop loss. Because again, if it falls here, you don't want to hold on to this one. But again, super clear setup, great channel down. POC is gravitational, pulls you up 3 or 4%. You risk 0.5 or 0.6. It's a fantastic play for those who are more risk averse in this kind of market, who are kind of nervous. Let's check the indicators. What we can see is the 10 is going to be your go signal. You break above and hold above the 10 at this level. That happens every time. It crosses, you have good movement. That'll be your go signal. And again, 250.10 price, obvious value. RSI, it's low, right where you want it. Stochastic is fair. And again, right down here, it was right where you wanted it. And it's coming back a little bit. So hopefully it pulls back down like 1625. Give me a pullback, give me that stochastic -40. Bulls low, bear side, but it is starting to consolidate for a big move. TAK also hits all of the boxes, checks it, very low risk, low reward, but very low risk. I like that a lot for you all who are newer and kind of nervous about what kind of plays I want to enter. I like that a lot. And there you have it. That's the whole episode. Bump, bump. No, so that's the whole episode. If you watch the whole episode, if you're brand new, I appreciate you guys sticking around watching the whole thing. It makes me feel better that if y'all did that and then you decide not to stay, that's totally fine. And if you liked it a lot and you want to stay around, that's great as well. We'd love to have you here as a regular on our show. With that being said, again, Discord's available. The class is coming. We even have an alert system coming. Shh. If you watch the whole episode, you should know. It's about a month away. It's about a month away. It's really good. It's going to be good for day trading. So if you're new, if you watch the whole thing, you deserve to know. Don't get too excited. Not quite yet. But again, for y'all who are in the Discord, get a free trial. It's solid. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you guys next time for another watch list. Thanks.